All right, so welcome back. Now we have a clearer understanding of what these results are of the state elections. Remember, 4 states counted today, and one will be tomorrow. So Mizoram will go tomorrow, but 3 out of 4, and the biggest 3 out of 4 have gone to the BJP in a resounding victory. Let me just give you those numbers. If you try and pop those up on your screen as well. Madhya Pradesh, BJP leading in 156 out of 230 seats. The Congress at 70. That's a resounding victory for Shivraj Singh Chauhan. It's a resounding victory for the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. Then you have Rajasthan, the other big state. Rajasthan, 116 at this point out of 199. Well past the halfway mark. The Congress is at 63. Really, another resounding victory, and maybe a lot of cause for introspection there for the Congress party. Chhattisgarh, which was looking very close to us at one point, has now entirely gone to the BJP. Chhattisgarh, at this point, the BJP is leading. We're looking at in 55 out of the Congress is at 34. So joining me at this point to help us understand what all of this means on a national stage is Mr. Sharat Pradhan. Mr. Pradhan, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to this conversation. We were talking a little while ago. We took a little bit of a break so we get a clearer idea right now on what the numbers are. And it does seem like Chhattisgarh has gone the BJP way as well. So Congress party really needs to, take a step back here and sort of figure out what they did wrong, because they did get Telangana, but was Telangana more a mandate against, the BRS rather than for the Congress party?
I think Faye, Congress has to do a lot of introspection, because what has happened in Chhattisgarh, while Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh were, everybody knew that there's going to be a fight there, and the later exit polls conveyed that BJP is ahead of the Congress. But Chhattisgarh, no pollster had even dreamt of Chhattisgarh going to the BJP. Even BJP insiders had already conceded defeat, and while the election was on. So that should be a big shock, a real shock for the Congress, and somebody like Bhupesh Patel, who had done such good work there. It's unimaginable why it happened. I personally feel that Congress has to, if Congress has to look within itself, it should be, they have to wake up against this overconfidence, arrogance in some places. And as a result of that, they took it for granted that they are winning, as particularly where both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh were concerned. They took it, I think they took it easy. In case of Madhya Pradesh, it was Kamal Nath's arrogance, inaccessibility, and overconfidence. And to top it all, it was also a bit of infighting, which was prevalent in Madhya Pradesh, though it was more visible in Rajasthan, where Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot were at loggerheads for quite some time, until Pilot was finally taken in on board, and his posters started. But at the end of the day, they have to realize that if for months you keep fighting amongst yourself, the message that elections are a lot about perception, and the message that goes that these guys are busy fighting, even after you try and try to make people understand, now we are together, everybody can see that it is only out of compulsion that you have decided to sink your differences. And then naturally the voters start thinking that even if they get elected, what the hell are they going to do? They are continuing to fight. That is the message. And I think that must have cost the Congress a lot. But it is both in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, that is understandable. But Chhattisgarh is beyond anybody's understanding how it has gone to the BJP. Because there was no such thing there. In fact, BJP did not even have a chief ministerial face there. They did not bring Raman Singh into the mainstream campaign. How did they make it? it is obviously anti-incumbency. It couldn't have been anything else there. And where Telangana is concerned, if Congress is one there, what you pointed out rightly, yes, it is a win against KCR. So it is not the message that is going is that wherever Congress was in direct fight with the BJP, BJP has taken over, and Congress has not been able to unseat the BJP. So which is a message that will impact the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and which is the most crucial election that is coming next year, very soon in the next few months, and
Tell me
that
how it
is
will impact the Lok Sabha elections. Let's look at it piece by piece, right? I want to first look
yeah,
at the BJP. The BJP now not only cementing its hold over the Hindi heartland, but these are massive states: Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh,
yeah,
Hindi-speaking states now going in
yeah.
their direction across the board, whether it is areas that have Naxal issues, as Chhattisgarh does, a large tribal populations. Rajasthan has very remote areas. All of it now is voting BJP. And one could argue that, there's no BJP in the south at this point. But if you consider the sheer numbers of which state sends how many sort of seats to Lok Sabha, the BJP is looking really strong, Mr. Pradhan.
Certainly, absolutely, you're absolutely right, because Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh are big states, and even Chhattisgarh is that relatively smaller, but certainly bigger than Telangana. So the number of seats in the Lok Sabha will carry far more, and Modi with his magic is certainly going to ensure, and which that in an election which is going to be very crucial for his third term as prime minister, they'll move heaven and earth, and Congress will have not much to even boast of, because even if they had won two of the four states, they could, the down the line the message would have been ki, okay, Congress is trying to now make inroads here. Now all the Hindi speaking states go, which I said in your earlier discussion also, that it is the Hindi speaking states where I believe that the communal factor, the BJP playing up the Hindu Muslim card or polarizing the Hindu vote, that has dominated over everything, every other thing.
Mm.
But which they tried very openly in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and in Chhattisgarh, perhaps that also played. And if that is the case, then it is going to be a sharp divide in the Hindi-speaking states going for polarization, which is not a good sign for the country and its democratic values, its secular credentials. But that's how it is, and it's unfortunate. But Congress has to, I don't know whether Congress has enough time to rise to the occasion and fight back this position, because Congress, it doesn't have that killer instinct
Yeah.
which it needs to have. Unlike the BJP remains in poll mode 24/7. Congress gets into the act only closer to the elections, and then they take a lot of things for granted without realizing that their own foundations are weak. In Madhya Pradesh, they did not care to build any other leader beyond Kamalnath, who's nearing 80, 78 or something. And
So actually,
and
I want to ask you, Mr. Pradhan, sorry, forgive me for interrupting you. We also have a question from Shabazz Ahmed. It says, so Congress has to give respect to younger leaders, but unfortunately, it always backs the senior leaders like Kamal Nath over Jyotiraditya Scindia. So the loss of Jyotiraditya Scindia as a talent for Madhya Pradesh, the loss or the fight between, say, Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, and the arrogance of these two senior leaders, who's Kamal Nath and Ashok Gehlot, do you think that is what has caused the Congress? Because generally it seems then like a party that does not want to try something new, that does not want to trust younger people, is not willing to take any risks. It wants to constantly stay with its established older leaders. And there's fundamentally a problem with that.
which fundamentally, definitely, there's a problem with that, and BJP Congress has to realize that. Now, look for in contrast, look at the BJP. BJP also had similar problems in Rajasthan. There was Masundara Raje Scindia was not getting along with Modi, and she was completely sidelined. But when the time came, And same was the case with Shivraj Singh Chauhan. He was not even projected as a not only as a chief minister, but he was brought into the list of candidates only in the third list. But the moment they realized that these leaders are important, they, as I said, they are always in poll mode, and they were able to assess that without Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Vasundhara Raje Scindia, the they will not be able to tide over the crisis. So they instantly brought them in. It was, I mean, Modi is no less, and I mean, as far as arrogance and ego is concerned, I don't think anybody can beat him. But he knows where to get soft, where to take two step backwards, which is
Hmm.
what he did. And that is where they managed to not only overcome their own crisis, but they've been able to wipe out the Congress. It's literally wiping out the Congress from there. When
The Congress
and
is now
Congress,
only in three states, Mr. Pradhan. The Congress has
yeah,
Himachal, it has Karnataka, and it has Telangana.
Telangana. So, they have to really wake up. And you are absolutely right that they have to change their style of politics. They then do it immediately. They can't be becoming complacent. And for all you know, now the parliament elections may be preponed. Of course, not before the Ram Mandir is inaugurated, because that's an important factor, going to be an important factor for the BJP. And maybe elections could be postponed in March, preponed in March. So, and the election, the temple is to be inaugurated on the 22nd of January. So, Congress has, and BJP would want not to give Congress enough time to even prepare now. So, how they're going to do it, it's very difficult. And the
Let me
message that now goes, which Congress was trying to break, that is Modi's invincibility. That
hmm.
continues. Yeah,
let's
you were
let's
asking.
also talk. Yes, sorry. Let's talk about the India Alliance. Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge called a meeting of the India Alliance in a couple of days, while the
Hmm.
counting was still on. Obviously, the Congress was feeling buoyant. That might have fizzed out a little bit. They still have one
Mhm.
state. Um, the Congress does not have a great track record in seat sharing negotiations. Things break
Yeah.
down in that negotiation. Do you think now, coming out of these results, the Congress is likely to be more open to hearing out their alliance partners, or do you think they're going to go in overconfident into this as well?
I think it'll be only too naive and foolish to continue with this kind of overconfidence and to remain uncompromising. This is more than learning a lesson. But at the same time, now they have to fight another thing. BJP will move heaven and earth to see that the India alliance breaks. And they have enough ways and means to do that. You will find ED and CBI dangling over with their swords dangling over the necks of people like Akhilesh Yadav and or Mayawati already is in their pocket. So, which can be very, very, and they can do in all kinds of things in very subtle ways to see that
Yeah.
the India alliance doesn't function. So that is where Congress has to become really more flexible, more accommodating, more compromising. Otherwise, it's finished. And without the India alliance, BJP goes for a clean sweep. And BJP goes for a clean sweep means disaster for the entire opposition.
Yeah. So let's go state by state. In Rajasthan, do you believe that it was just anti incumbency and the fight between Gehlot and Pilot? Or was there more to this victory? Do you think it was a polarizing campaign that won this victory?
No, certainly, polarization above all, the topping of it is the icing on their cake. Because what they did, yes, they took advantage of no, they didn't take advantage. They already had infighting in Rajasthan. It was the infighting in the Congress, which I think is certainly telling now on the results. It is visible in the results. But as you rightly said, the icing on the cake for them was the religious polarization, the communal divide, which Modi himself ensured. Repeatedly in each of his rallies, he referred to Kanhaiya Lal, and everybody knows Kanhaiya Lal's case is that Kanhaiya Lal was the tailor who was beheaded by two Muslim terrorists, and that was played up. Although the Gehlot government ensured his arrest within the next 4 hours, and he was put behind bars. Eventually, the central government moved in, and NIA took over the case. And till this day, I'm told that even the charge sheet is not filed before the court against them. But the impression that Modi created, the perception that was built, was that the Gehlot government has failed to do anything about it, and this happened in the Gehlot regime. So that certainly must have gone against them and went in favor of the BJP to polarize the Hindus. Ki, look here, if this government continues, you are going to have bad times. The Muslims will do this to you, do that to you. This is what they thrive on.
If we look at Madhya Pradesh,
Yeah.
again, Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Pradhan, none of the pollsters initially, even before the exit polls came out, all of the seniors who were watching Madhya Pradesh expected that Mamaji and Shivraj Singh Chauhan would lose because people were unhappy with his policies. There was anti-incumbency, there was a lot of corruption. But it turns out that he not only has he won, he's won with a resounding victory. What do you think brought about that resounding victory?
I think it is more of the negatives of the Congress that helped the BJP to score so high, because on one hand, everybody knew that even Shivraj Singh Chauhan is being sidelined by Modi, and so the message was that look here, and there was anti-incumbency against him. 18 years of BJP holding the fort there, and 3 terms of Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So it's really the only case in the country. But at the same time, Kamal Nath, who was entrusted with the campaign of the Congress, and who was known to be at war with Digvijay Singh, the other Congress stalwart, and both 70 plus people, this is a very important fact, point, that Congress failed to rise to the occasion and promotes its younger line. And ठीक है, Jyotiraditya Scindia went out. He walked out in the last after the last election. He put the Congress in a fix. After winning the election, they had to concede defeat again. And but Jyotiraditya Scindia at the end of the day didn't get anything in the BJP. And it was felt that because RSS domination is so much there, so somebody, an outsider, is not acceptable. And now it will be seen whether Jyotiraditya Scindia is made chief minister or not. I don't think there'll be a lot of opposition to him. But well, coming back to the Congress, despite after Scindia was out, there was enough time and reason for the Congress to promote somebody else in Scindia's place. After all, you need young people. And we've seen Kamal Nath, how he behaved, how he said, doing all kinds of talks against Akhilesh Yadav, which is what annoyed Akhilesh, and Akhilesh went to town blasting the Congress, which again sent a message that look here, this India alliance they can't even sit and talk to each other. So there also Rahul Gandhi had intervened, but Kamal Nath became too big for his boots. And probably Rahul also, and the Gandhi family also thought that Kamal Nath will be able to sail through. This is the impression that he gave. But this is where maturity. Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi should have, or Mallikarjun Kharge should have found out the ground reality. I don't think he was picking. Otherwise, the numbers would not have grown so much. The difference would not have been of this order. The gap, difference of more than 100 seats that one can see today.
Yeah.
So there was reason for the Congress leadership to intervene and to have realized that this man is creating problems and they should have taken action. But probably their handicap must have been that they did not have a second line leadership. Even there was all this incident of Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath talking about tearing each other's clothes. The washing dirty linen in public, which certainly did cost the Congress dear. And Shivraj Singh Chauhan got advantage of the fact there was a lot of public sympathy for him. When Modi sidelined him, I think people were with him because he has tremendous credibility with the people. Because maybe of his welfare schemes, because of his easy accessibility, his simple ways. despite the corruption charges, all the Vyapams and other, he managed to win over the hearts of the people.
Mm.
That factor is there. And if he had not been taken on board again, probably this result would not have been in the manner that you find it today. BJP would not, if they succeeded. So that is where I say that Modi is far smarter.
Yeah.
Modi, if he once he gets to know something, he changes stack, which he did in this case. There are a very wise change that he took Shivraj Singh in, and then Shivraj Singh got all the sympathy that went with him. That look here, and he deserves, so he was back, which is
Mr.
not the
Pradhan, do
case with
you
the
think
Congress.
you mentioned that there's a possibility that Jyotiraditya Scindia might be made chief minister instead of Shivraj Singh Chauhan? Is that a gamble?
No, no, not now. After the Lok Sabha elections, because Abhi right now they can't afford to sideline. But Modi is Modi. He could have. But everybody knows now it's all over the place that the election this in in Madhya Pradesh has been won because of Shivraj Singh Chauhan, not Modi. That may be the case in Rajasthan, but not here. So, but after the Lok Sabha election, don't be surprised if this happens, because that fellow has he is the he will also take credit for giving the Congress a bashing in Madhya Pradesh.
Hmm.
He obviously went on a big campaign there, so he can also get some credit for that. So he would want his pound of flesh because so far he hasn't got anything in the BJP.
Mr. Pradhan, there's always that argument that, oh, in the southern states, when you say that there is no BJP in the southern states, they're voting against the BJP. The argument is always, oh, these states tend to vote differently for state assembly elections and differently for Lok Sabha elections. But
Hmm.
now, obviously, that argument does not hold for the Hindi belt.
It
They're
doesn't
expecting.
certainly doesn't. In any case, I always felt that in this election, this parliament election, the next one, will definitely will have this election will have bearing on that. And here you are, whether it is the Congress winning or if the Congress had won, the scene would have been different because every day is not Sunday. People go by the past track record that elections generally in Vidhan Sabhas and Lok Sabha, the pattern is different. But
Hmm.
in this case, particularly where Modi is concerned, now the Modi has to be re-elected back as prime minister. So and already this is like a wave in favor of Modi in Rajasthan at least, and Madhya Pradesh it is certainly BJP. So there is no reason why they should would vote differently. And in any case, with all the as far as welfare schemes are concerned, Modi has opened I mean, all kinds of welfare schemes are already there in the states. They have separate welfare schemes, which I think, will have their impact. Already they have paid dividends. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, other than his goodwill, is also his welfareism, which is welfareism was done by the Rajasthan fellow, the Gehlot also, and the health insurance scheme, which was a unique in the country, 25 lakhs treatment up to 25 lakh rupees in any hospital for any poor person, for any person, in fact. That was an amazing thing. And now I'm sure someone like Modi will lap up these schemes also and make it difficult for the Congress to make any promises which BJP cannot fulfill, which BJP is already not giving. So it's going the fight ahead is going to be really tough for the Congress. How they manage it, very difficult to say.
Now that the Congress has actually taken power in Telangana away from a regional party, do you think that their negotiations with their regional party allies are going to be even harder? So they've been actually having some friction, say, with the Aam Aadmi Party in their conversations with Akhilesh Yadav, as we've seen quite publicly, saying
Yeah,
a few things about the Congress. Mamta Banerjee, who is sort of I'm your enemy, but I'm also your friend. Depending on which sort of arena she's having a conversation in, are these all of these conversations going to become even more pricklier?
certainly it's going to be. See, each one of them is going to become more assertive and even offensive towards the Congress, and Congress will have to take it lying down. They have no choice, no option. Unless otherwise the alliance goes. And if the alliance goes, it suits the BJP best. Things
Mhm.
become, it will be a just a sweep for the BJP in some states, and in the states, then it matters, Then the pattern in the states, even in states like, West Bengal, and even in states like Telangana, could be different. With wherever the Congress has lost, even in Karnataka, the things may not be the same for the party. If the Congress, and this election was very crucial as far as the Congress, the image of the Congress, the goodwill of the Congress is concerned. And now the Congress will not be taken as a party, as a pan India party anymore. They'll say, what the hell, you are there in only 3 states. So what if we are in one? People like Akhilesh Yadav or the other allies, they will ask for, they take their pound of flesh.
Pound of
Now,
flesh.
why should Akhilesh Yadav say,
Are you
Akhilesh Yadav is
are you
going to say,
are you saying India
sorry?
Alliance is in trouble?
Certainly, India alliance isn't a problem, and if it is not in a problem, BJP will ensure that it is in greater problems, so that
Yeah.
for them the 24 ride is smoother.
All right, Mr. Sharat Pradhan, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add that I haven't asked you? But thank you so much for helping us understand this,
Ne-
because this is this is a big surprise. Everybody expected the BJP to do well, but nobody even, not even the exit polls does expect it this much, right?
Not even exit polls, except for one exit poll which said about Madhya Pradesh.
Hmm.
Nobody said that they will win both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and no one had even remotely imagined that Chhattisgarh would go to the BJP. So that is a big surprise for all of us, and I'm sure a huge shock for the Congress.
It's a huge shock for the Congress, and as they digest that information, of course, we continue to bring you updates right here on our YouTube page with Beetroot News. Thank you so much, Mr. Pradhan. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Maybe in a couple of days when things settle down, we can do
Yeah,
another sort of breakdown analysis of what's
certainly,
going
certainly.
on.
Always a pleasure to be on your show. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Mr. Pradhan. Have a good day. Thank you. All right, so we're actually going to put together a breakdown video as well that my team and I are going to work on now. So thank you for joining us on this live, and we'll come back with more news and analysis. Remember to download the Beetroot app for the latest news. None of this is tilted in any way. We're just telling you what's happening as it's happening. That is our motto, to deliver news with dignity. Thank you for watching.